golf fans, welcome to a Ryder Cup edition of Up and Down, where we take a look at what's trending up and what's trending down in the game of golf. Trending up, the buzz for a Ryder Cup 3 years in the making. Preparations are well underway at Whistling Straits for both teams, and potential pairings are becoming more evident by the day. One duo likely to team up for the U.S. is Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas, who went 3-1 in the last Ryder Cup in Paris, a rare bright spot for that team. Should they play together in all 4 team sessions, they will become the most paired duo in U.S. Ryder Cup history. The honor currently belongs to Spieth and Captain America Patrick Reed, who have partnered together on 7 occasions. But the duo everyone's keeping an eye on, whether they play together or not. Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau nearly broke the internet earlier this week as a video emerged of the two interacting pleasantly on the range. That chemistry will need to continue throughout the week as the U.S. is once again heavily favored on paper. If the past 2 decades of the Ryder Cup have shown us anything, it's you can shred those accolades and stats and throw them into Lake Michigan, as the Europeans have been utterly dominant over the last dozen Ryder Cups. Also trending up, that same team spirit that has propelled Team Europe to 9 of the past 12 Ryder Cups is on full display once again. Players arrived at Whistling Straits and were met with bags featuring numbers on them. Sergio Garcia was one of many who wasn't quite sure what to make of them until Captain Padraig Harrington explained that each number represented where they stood amongst the 164 men who have represented Team Europe in the event. The lowest number, for example, is number 118, belonging to Lee Westwood as he made his Ryder Cup debut back in 1997. Number 164 goes to the most recent addition to the Ryder Cup lineage. That belongs to Bernd Wiesberger, who's making his Ryder Cup debut this week at Whistling Straits. And while they'll be up against a raucous U.S. crowd, the Europeans are doing their best to win over the locals. They donned the famous Packers green and gold during their practice round on Wednesday, even arriving to the first tee fully clad in cheeseheads. Trending down, morale for those of us who are waiting on our first career hole-in-one, myself certainly included. That's because while we still wait for that one perfect shot, 11-year-old Jake Martinez managed to make his first 2 career hole-in-ones in 1 round at a junior event in Palm Springs. In case you were wondering the stats behind that, the odds of making any hole-in-one, 1 in 12,500. The odds of making 2 in the very same round, 1 in 67 million. This surely resulted in an expensive round of Capri Suns for 11-year-old Jake, but you can't put a price on the memories. And for the rest of us, keep your head up and keep aiming for the flag. We wrap things up with a look at a unique wrinkle to this week's Ryder Cup. The envelope rule has long been in place. Each captain writes the name of one player and places it in an envelope prior to the beginning of play. Should the opposing team have a player who can't compete in the singles matches on Sundays, that player named in the envelope sits out that match that would have been, and each team is awarded a half point. This week, with COVID-19 protocols in place, that list has been expanded from 1 player to 3 in the event of an outbreak in either team room. This is a reminder that the event was postponed due to the pandemic for an entire year, and here's hoping that it doesn't have an impact on the final result. That's all for this episode of Up and Down. For complete Ryder Cup coverage, you can head over to si.com. And remember, it's not about whether you hit the perfect approach, it's about whether you get up and down from there.